What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void
Horror Podcast.
That's right. It's episode 372, and today we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review and spoiler discussion of The Unnamable II, which we watched last week. This one's called Unnamable II.
The Statement of Randolph Carter.
That's correct. And it came out in 1992, so you can watch this one on Plex. I think there's a couple other places you can watch it on, but Plex has it for free, so you can watch that on...
That was the only one I saw.
You can watch it on their website, or you can download the app and watch it there. It doesn't matter, either or. But yeah, so welcome back, guys. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. This is the end of the franchise of The Unnamable. Last week, we were kind of not so fond of the movie, you know.
Yeah, so why not watch the sequel?
So why not watch the sequel? That means that there was something in it that we liked.
I guess.
And we wanted to see what it would do if we kept.
If it continued on.
Yeah. So, you know, but these things happen. You know, we've watched so many shitty movies. Sometimes the sequel does it better. It's rare.
Right.
But it happens. So I guess we're going to find out today. Or you all. Maybe. We'll see. He's raring to go. He's got his treat here.
He's ready to go, too. He's ready to talk about this movie.
Get your bone. Driving me nuts. He thinks that because we've already started the podcast, we can move on to the other treats we set up here to keep him busy. But anyway, sorry about that. We had to take a little quick break for Murray because he was freaking out. I'm going to miss it. I know one day.
One day.
But it's
he
boy,
won't
oh
be
boy.
Here to bug us.
Yeah, I know. We just got to feed him like 17 pounds of food and he's good to go. So we did get a new comment on the Spotify.
Oh, we got a comment.
Yeah, I forgot. We get them sometimes, and I thought maybe I'd let you guys know that if you want, you can comment on the episodes to let us know what you think of the episodes on Spotify, and I can publish it or I don't have to publish it. This one, I think I left open because you'll see. It's a really nice compliment, but it says, "Have to be honest. Stop listening after first 20 minutes." Was so much non-horror related preamble about stuff I knew nothing about. We'll tune in again, though. First of all, thank you, Matthew. That was...
Oh, so he doesn't like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
He doesn't like us reading what he wrote.
And I'm just teasing you, but just so you know, okay, podcasts are a place that if you just stay robotic a little too much, most people don't listen. You have to... Podcasts are made for... just kind of off the cuff, fun discussions. People who have listened to us for 8 years know us, and we do these little discussions in the beginning just to kind of give you a peer into it. On the episode that you're referring to, we spent about 7 minutes talking in the beginning, and it was about like what's going on in the podcast. We do this.
It probably felt like 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, for someone, you know, I mean, I appreciate you listening, but, you know, we do this and because we want people to know who we are. We're not just robots, you know, that talk horror all the time. You know what I mean? Like we actually have real lives and do real things with our animal. And a lot of people that have been listening really like our off the path beaten talk. So, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if for some reason this is like nails on a chalkboard, Matthew, there are some timestamps that have been down there for 8 years. And you can just jump right ahead into the horror and be that horror machine that you've always wanted to be on this podcast. So we appreciate you listening. Thanks for the comment. Anyway, but yeah, guys, if you ever want to leave a comment, whether it's good or bad, I'll read it on here. I really don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. We've been doing this too long now for me to be worried if someone's going to listen or not.
Right.
You know. And
I got to give a shout out. I don't know if he's going to listen or not, but I want to tell Kyle thank you and hi. He came and fixed our plumbing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because our bathroom.
So yeah, do you want to tell the story or do you want me to?
You can tell it.
So we had our bathroom sink start leaking out of the
water valve.
The water valve underneath the sink. You know, the cut off. And so we had a guy come out and he was like, "Oh, whoa. wow, this place is cool.
And I hate having people, especially like service workers, like over to the house.
Yeah, because we're like horror everything.
Yeah, because I don't want to like have to explain myself and be judged like that.
Right.
So
even though she's painted a satanic symbol on a bunny outside to keep everybody out.
Well, that's why it's to keep people out.
But that was the first thing he saw. He was like, "Oh, I like the bunny. That's really cool." And I was like, "Okay, he's one of us." And so then he was like, we got to talking to him, and he's a big horror fan out here. So
that was nice.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, we actually signed up for the subscription service with the plumbing company because he was so good.
Yeah.
And not only that, yeah, we're gonna have him come out every time that we have an issue,
which is a lot because. Yeah. We live in an old house.
Yeah, true. But yeah, it was really interesting to know that we found another horror friend that out in the wild.
Yeah, that's always nice.
He had mentioned a couple other podcasts.
Well, and he's been in Mad Monster and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we were talking about Mad Monster out here, and then the Gathering of the Ghouls, which is that shop down in Chandler, is it?
Terror Trader,
yeah. Which has been really organizing a lot of like events here in Arizona. Which is cool too. So we have a lot of horror themed stuff here. It's really weird. We've had restaurants that are themed horror. It was called Monsterland.
Yeah, it was
and
cool.
As soon as we opened, like all of us at the industrial and goth crew, like latched onto that place like immediately. And you know, for Halloween they would do like a haunted house event in the basement, and then they like decorated the whole place like a horror themed place. Horror drinks, everything. And then it was like a year and a half later, they were like, we sold the place for $6 million.
We're out of here.
And we were like, fuck. So, and then nothing ever opened up there again. They just bought the place, I guess.
No, it's a wedding venue.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a event space.
Weird. They were like, you know what this place needs? Weddings. I think that's what's, it's like. But it was so cool. We had it for a long time. But stuff pops up here. We got a new store up in here in Phoenix, actually, that Jason went to called Izzy's Emporium. And that's like a new place for like costumes and stuff like that. So it's another horror hangout here in Arizona that a lot of people like too. So,
right.
Which we haven't been up there yet. But we will. Arizona's teeming with horror. Which is weird because we're all melting out here from the hot Arizona sun. So, what have you been up to, Christina? How's things going?
The new Beetlejuice trailer came out, but I didn't watch it. Did you watch it?
I did. And Jason from Sinister Cinema Reviews pointed something out that he saw in the trailer.
Okay, I don't want to know.
And I know. I don't want to say it. I won't say it. But I was like, spoilers. And he's like, I'm just making theories. And I was like, well, it's spoilers when you are accurate. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I won't watch the trailer though, because I really want to enjoy it. I can
tell you what I think about it. I don't know.
Yeah, what do you think about it?
I feel like it's missing some of the magic. It's not a bad trailer.
Yeah,
but it's missing some of the magic, and it is lore centric to the first one.
Oh well, that's good.
There are things that have happened in the old movie that they are bringing forward as a story element to the new one.
Okay.
So they were very careful about that. I did see some dancing and stuff in it, which I definitely feel like that.
Well, there was dancing in the first one.
Not really.
Yes, there was. There was singing and dancing in the first one. You just don't remember.
There's singing and dancing in Edward Scissorhands.
When they're sitting at the table.
Oh yeah, but I mean that was like a gimmick thing. It wasn't like.
Well, how do you know that?
It wasn't like people singing and dancing in the background. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what I saw.
Well, it's probably a possession. See, this is why. This is why you shouldn't watch the trailers.
I don't know.
These types of big movies.
We'll see it eventually. It's just one of those things,
Oh, we will see it when it opens.
Oh, okay. Well, we do. We really do like the first one. Yeah. We rewatched it for the podcast here, and we really
Halloween.
Liked it. So
yeah.
Hang in there, Matthew. We're almost done. I'm just teasing, dude. I'm just fucking around. I'm the type of person that if someone says something to me, it's like fair. It's fair fucking game, dude. Like I will match your energy and maybe probably go a little bit further.
Yeah, that's usually.
Like, okay, I gotta mention this for some of you guys. Okay, listen. I know some of you guys get passionate about your fucking movies. I definitely do. I'm so passionate that I spent 8 years of my fucking life making podcasts, YouTubes, and everything else. But man, have I been getting some fucking comments about the coffee table lately. They're really just mean and insulting.
Why don't you ignore them?
I do, but...
Why are you reading them?
Because I like to respond to people and talk with people. The reason I'm telling you this is because there was somebody that left a comment that was saying, oh my God, you think this is the worst thing ever? And I'm like, if you actually listened to the review, I specifically say in the very first fucking seconds of the goddamn review, this is not like one of those endurance gore films.
Right.
It is not a Serbian film. It is not. And man, people have just been so upset. And then what it is that it's that, what do they call that? When you have the FOBO or whatever? FOMO? When your neighbor has a lawnmower and you don't have one, you feel like you need to get one.
Uh-huh.
I think it's because some people didn't get that experience like I did. And I've been 100%, you know how happy I was about this coffee table movie, right?
Right.
I wouldn't have done anything on my channel if I didn't like it, right?
Right, exactly. Exactly.
I wouldn't have done an interview. I don't even do interviews unless I like a movie.
Right.
Like, I won't even do an interview. You can ask anybody. I really genuinely 100% love the coffee table guys. And if I'm liking it and you don't, it's okay. We'll move on with our lives.
But they need to tell you, Alex.
Well,
you're a liar.
People don't need to call me a shill, okay? That's for fucking sure. You don't have to insinuate I'm lying to you. I don't lie on this channel. There's no advantage. So fuck you. If I was so worried about what you thought, I wouldn't say fuck you. Anyway, but yeah, I just thought I'd bring it up because I thought it was funny. That's all.
Uh-huh.
People, we're all built differently. You know what I mean? Everybody had one of my really good friends who's in another podcast didn't like the movie like me. He didn't call me a fucking shill. He just said, yeah, I didn't get the same experience as you. Josh Etner, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, but I really liked it. That's what I keep hearing from people. I didn't feel what you did, but I really liked it. Anyway, we went back and forth and had some talks about that, but yeah. So is there anything else that you want to bring up?
That's it.
Oh, Jason. Shout out to Jason Sinister Cinema, who got a hookup through a friend of ours for the Killer Clowns video game, Killer Clowns from Outer Space video game.
Mm-hmm.
I got a key. And
you've been
I
playing
can't
it.
talk about it. I can't talk about it because there's an embargo on it. I can't do reviews or anything or any footage. Some people have played the game and talked about the alpha. I don't know which version I have, so I'm just going to say nothing about it. But just expect that Jason and I from Sinister Cinema Reviews, and also the guys at Splattercast and Rockland Graves, our Beyond the Splattered Graves group, will also be playing. So Jason from Sinister and his buddies, and then also Splattered Graves as well are going to be playing. So
nice.
Anyway, I'm really excited to play it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those asymmetrical horror games that's like Jason, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Dead by Daylight, all of those versions.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard it's like I've heard that it's like Jason, the Friday the 13th game, but with like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre mixed together. Which Ilphonic did work on Friday the 13th, by the way. And then the company they left actually worked on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So it's like one of these big asymmetrical groups. So. But anyway, be on the lookout. I think that comes out May 28th. You can play it early if you do actually want to buy the game ahead of time. I think it's like $39.99 for the regular version, and there's a deluxe version, I think, which is like $10 more or $20 more. I'm not sure. I should have looked it up. But yeah, you can do that and play it early, like I will be playing it early in just a few days, or today or tomorrow, the day after tomorrow for you guys. Or is it the 28th?
There you go.
There you go. Anyway, I think it might be that time, Christina.
All right. What time is it?
Time to watch the movie. Actually talk about it. So we're going to jump into our flesh. and potatoes of the Unnamable II, the Statement of Randolph Carter.
Right now.
Christina,
Alex.
let's talk about this movie. What is it?
The Unnamable II, the Statement of Randolph Carter, was released October 21st, 1992.
Oh, a Halloween movie.
Which you can watch on Plex.
Yes, we mentioned that. But yes, definitely check it out.
A creature of demonic nature, too hideous to have a name, once again, terrorizes the college kids that summoned it. Tagline for this film, and there was only one.
From the depths of hell.
Yep. It was, and then Alex will go over everything else.
Yeah, this was written and directed by Jean-Paul Ouellet, who did the first one.
Yeah.
And he was the guy that did China Connection, and he was the second unit assistant director on Terminator. We also have Mark Kinsey, who returns as Randolph Carter. It's Mark Kinsey Stevenson. He was in Domino, Where Evil Lies. We got Charles Klausmeyer, plays Howard, who returns. He was in Wait, what? 2006.
Yeah, he was in a movie called Returns from 2006.
Oh, I thought it was like that.
No.
That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, never heard of that one. But he's also a voice actor. He was in Superman Returns, Soul Calibur, Spider-Man, all this stuff. We got Maria Ford, who plays Alyda Winthrop, who plays, she's a professional belly dancer. She was in Slumber Party Massacre 3, The Three Musketeers, Necronomicon Book of the Dead, Alien, Terminator, which we have all of these, by the way, and Addams Family Reunion. We also have John Rhys Davies, who was in Sliders. He actually slid on into this role of Professor Warren, who, he was in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Bad date. He was also in Lord of the Rings, Anaconda 3, Offspring, and obviously Sliders, which I just mentioned. We got Julie Strain, who plays the creature. She was in Heavy Metal 2000, Beverly Hills Cop 3, which we got a new Axel Foley movie coming out, by the way.
What's that? What's that
Part
movie?
4 of...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Of
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Why?
She was also in Naked Gun 33 and a Third, The Final Insult, 1994, Bloodsucking Strippers, and Tales from the Crapper. Peter Breck is Sheriff Hatch in this movie, and boy, does he have a really great death scene in this movie, let me tell you. I was crying. I was laughing so hard. It was really emotional.
Are you serious?
No.
I'm like, what?
He was in The Sword and the Sorcerer, The Crawling Hand, and Shock Corridor. The budget of this movie had $1 million, and this is the first movie's budget was only $350K.
So this had a bigger budget.
Yeah, they actually made a lot of money off the first ones, despite us not liking it.
Yeah, which is kind of funny.
Right. So, Christina, what did you think of this movie?
It was okay. It was on par with the first movie. It was better acting, which is funny because it's like two of the same actors.
Yeah, they got better.
Yeah, it was a better acting and better plot. Creature was the same. It was lacking the atmosphere, and actually, I think the Creature was lacking. It was like lackluster. This one, I thought. I mean, you saw
they showed
more.
too much of it, and they weren't making it as a hidden thing, you know.
Right. So, like the first one, they didn't show enough, and this one they showed too much. Like it was kind of weird. It was nice to see my favorite character, which was Carter. He got more screen time, which made the plot better, I thought.
No, he was really good.
Yeah, he was really good in this.
This was definitely a step up from his last.
And the other lady was good too. I thought she did a good
Alyda?
job. Yeah, playing just she didn't know anything. She has
human
amnesia,
Alyda, not beast Alyda.
Which is that actually that whole plot was kind of weird.
Yeah, it is, but it's very 80s and 90s.
Yeah, there's like an unnecessary ghost subplots in this, which I thought was like unnecessary.
Continue on. Sorry, I have things I want to say.
Opinions on that?
Yeah, I have opinions.
Well, I'm glad I mentioned that. But so like in the first one, they were running around a house, and so like the whole time they were like running around, chasing each other. in this house, and then in this movie, they're just like chasing each other. Like the creature is chasing everyone.
Oh yeah.
So that was this whole movie.
Yeah.
Which I thought was silly, but
Beast Gone Wild.
but overall I liked it. I liked it better than the first movie, but I mean it's still I won't watch it again.
Yeah.
So
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I gave the first movie a 3. I gave this one a 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, this one jumped up for me.
Like a lot?
A lot. This
Yeah,
is
why?
this is a so bad it's good film now. And there's also things in this film that I admire and appreciate that they took the time and effort to do. It feels much more like a Lovecraft story this time around. They didn't just kind of, lightly graze it. They literally dove into the story and elements of Lovecraft. They even said the name Cthulhu
Oh yeah.
properly. It's Cthulhu.
Oh, they corrected.
She
That's right.
corrected him,
She
yeah.
corrected. to
And I was
the
like, hey,
proper.
that deserves some credit. Hey, Murray, did you know that where there's no more treats, go lay down.
Time to lay down.
Time to go lay down.
Come on.
Go see mommy. But yeah, I really like the acting in this one a little bit too, but the Lovecraft is a little bit more spot on. Like, this seems like a really good idea for a really big budget. Like, I could see a series of these types of movies if they got a hunky character, hunky smart guy character in the role who was out doing Lovecraft like adventures.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could totally see that being a mainstream thing. Now, would it be a horror thing? This leans a little bit more on the I don't know. This is a weird mix. It felt like a really crappy episode of like Sliders because of John Rhys Davies in this movie, which, I mean, he's doing his best version of a professor, which he's in every movie pretty much.
Every single movie. Wasn't he Indiana Jones?
Well, yeah,
Wasn't
he was the
in
bad
that?
date guy, remember? Like, the monkey eats the dates and there's like poison on him.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, bad date. He was in all the movies. Yeah, it was good to see him in this, and it seems like they definitely stepped up their game a little bit.
Right.
There is some very laughable parts in this movie, though. It takes about 40 minutes to get into the movie, and there's a lot of discussion. It is definitely the more well-acted for the Randolph Carter character. Howard is a little bit of a side character now. He's not exactly big. He's no Watson like he was in the first one a little bit. He's
just
kind of
trailing behind.
Yeah, it was almost like they felt bad of not putting him in the movie almost, and it kind of sucks because they really wrote up Randolph Carter and just kind of didn't care about Howard.
That's fine.
But that's
fine. And then Tanya completely disappeared. She was never mentioned again.
It's a much bigger story. They go back to the house. They go and solve some mysteries. Scoobs under the ground, and bad things happen. The movie feels like it's over, and then it starts again. It's like two movies in one.
And then and then it gets better.
Yeah, and then it just like it soars.
It takes off. Yeah.
But man, the first 40 minutes are a little heavy, just
like the first movie.
Yeah, but if you pay attention, it rewards you at the end. And I think if you pay attention, the info is actually worthy of your attention. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the first one, it was just kind of like a lot of dead space in between. This one does have some dead space in between because there is some like chasing stuff. The creature gets loose and like takes, exact its revenge. But there are some really funny characters in this one that say some of the dumbest shit. There's some really poor acting choices. But it's a mix of like so bad it's good with like actually good ideas. And I genuinely think this deserves at least a 5.5, maybe even a 6 out of 10. And that's high. I actually would watch this one again over the first one, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I really would. And it's because it does take care with the Lovecraft a little bit more. They actually speak some of the language in it, which I was surprised. Like, they actually said some stuff. The first one, they were just making up words.
Yeah.
And they didn't take it seriously. And I think they were like,
oh,
we could turn this into something, you know what I mean? And then that's when the second one came out.
And then it was too late.
Yeah. And then, but this one didn't take off like they thought it would. They definitely put the money in the right places. But I think if someone had really good money, they could genuinely turn this into a really cool series. kind of like a Hellboy style version, but like with Lovecraft. You know, I really feel like you could do it that tone and make a really good series.
Right.
Like genuinely. So it made me feel like there was promise in the future. Like the idea is really not that bad. And the gore and stuff is in there. It's a little laughable at times because some of the, I mean, there's a lot of naked ladies in it, by the way. So if you're curious about that, one's got really long hair and the other one's a gargoyle,
creature,
big titty
demon.
beast.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like big titty gargoyles, well, this one's got a lot to offer.
God.
But it's funny though. I don't even think
it is funny.
Yeah, it's really funny actually. I can't wait to talk about some of the scenes, so I'll just get into that. But yeah, you said a 4, I gave it a 5.5. So we're looking at a 4.75 between the two of us. So we're halfway at least. I think it's at least a 5. At minimum, it's a 5. But I think there's some stuff that make me laugh. Because I was laughing by myself last night, and I was hoping I didn't wake you up. No. Because I was like cackling.
Were you cackling?
There was like 2 or 3 points in the movie, and I even went back so I could cackle some more. So it really cheered me up. But yeah, we got some trivia, some spoiler talk that we'll talk about this movie. Not going to be too long, but we'll get into a little bit of some of the stuff about the movie. So if you don't want anything spoiled, like we said, you can watch it on Plex. But here is your warning.
This is a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
All right, guys, so we're back, and we're going to talk a couple bits of trivia. A lot of it has to do with Julie Strain, who did The Creature. She was in this movie, and they had a really hard time trying to find somebody to fill the shoes of that creature.
Oh, so they had to use somebody different.
It was like a bodybuilder. She had a bodybuilder physique and everything like that, and she had a hell of a time. They had to slather her in like all kinds of it took forever. And it was, being in creature effects and doing a creature is not easy, guys. Like, it is hard work. I mean, it feels suffocating sometimes. A lot of people feel suffocated in that outfit. Sometimes you got to go pee and you can't. I mean, it is not,
fun.
It's not easy, and, did she do a good job? I think she did a sufficient enough job. I'm sure that they had made her wait around a lot in that outfit, and it is not going to be the easiest thing to do. So I have to give her some credit in this one. She looked cool. She definitely looked cool in this one. They do the thing in the movie where they split the creature into 2. There's a lot more science in this movie, which I love because that's very much a very Lovecraftian thing. In all of his stories, he goes way into too much detail about all the scientific elements, like waxing poetic about it, literally. And this one kind of deals with that too, because they attached the Necronomicon to quantum theory in this, which I thought was an interesting kind of thing that they did. And
especially since that one guy he was in Quantum Leap.
Oh, was he?
He was the professor in Quantum Leap.
Oh, no, wait, was he a professor? No. Quantum Leap. There was no professor. What are you talking about?
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Sliders. God damn it.
I was like, what are you talking about?
I got confused.
Yeah,
Sliders.
So Sliders, he was the professor. Yeah, obviously.
Sorry.
Yeah. But they talk about matching the language of Necronomicon and all the stuff in there that the Mad Arab tried to they talk about the Mad Arab in it. They talk about which, obviously Lovecraft has come out and said, They came out and said it's not a real book. Right. But they were selling it for that for a long time as sort of like a lore side piece canon. Kind of like how the Blair Witch did a History Channel special on the Rustin Parr. Yeah. And the forests and stuff to make it more realistic. And I think that's really creative, to be honest. But yeah, I didn't know that till later. Because I tried that, remember I told you a spell? Right, with the Necronomicon and whatever. Another thing in this movie is that they shot this one in 5 weeks, and they obviously had a way bigger budget. Right. They went
They went more locations, you could tell. And,
yeah, they did, which costs a lot of money. You don't really, it adds up.
And they must have really filmed in a library, like at the college library.
Oh, yeah.
That
100% they did.
They did.
I found it funny that the Necronomicon had a checkout thing card in it. Did that not make you laugh a little?
I didn't even notice it, honestly.
Well, first of all, Dr. Warren or Professor Warren, the John Rhys Davies, he was like, "Where did you get this?" And I'm like, "He got it in the library. It's there's a card there of when they took it, 1861, and all that." And I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
Yeah, but he's the one who had the missing pages, so it doesn't make any fucking sense.
He didn't have the missing pages.
I thought he had them.
The college did.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes colleges do have more antique.
Oh, yeah.
books
I understand that. But for some reason, it was in a briefcase, and I thought it was his briefcase because he had, this was after he died, so there's like they were looking for the pages.
Yeah, I
kind of got confused there.
Yeah, they found the pages later on in the same school, the same library. It was in a hidden section. If you've ever seen the movie Necronomicon, there's like a library that H.P. Lovecraft goes to in the story. It's like the bee story in the whole movie. Remember?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was Jeffrey Combs was playing H.P. Lovecraft in the anthology Necronomicon.
Okay.
And then in the story, he goes to a library and these monks say, you can't go into the forbidden place where the Necronomicon is hidden in the wall. And they go into this room to find all these pages in this movie. And in the Necronomicon, it's very similar. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's that. The movie in this one I thought was really cool because they go down into the tunnels and there was a really funny scene with Howard and he's like, should we be doing this at night? And I'm like, yeah, that's a really good question. And they were like, and Carter's like, well, I see how it doesn't make a difference. And he's kind of right too, because it's like underground. So
exactly.
It really doesn't matter.
It doesn't know if it's day or night.
He's like, I don't know. He's like, you don't really actually believe in that superstition about the light scares off the evil. And he was like, I don't know. Maybe.
It helps.
It helps. Maybe. I don't know. And that's how I would be, because I wouldn't want to go down to that hole either.
Right.
They're down there trying to, and like the encouragement that he has, Carter tells Professor Warren, he's like, you want to find out if there's really, or the Miskatonic Library, you want to prove that Arkham are not just some crazy people, that there actually is monsters out there. So, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of like little stuff like that. They find like a ruin in the thing, and then they find the beast tied up by the trees that summoned in the first movie.
Yeah, with the roots, like I didn't understand that. I was like, and then I didn't understand when they got separated, when the demon separated from the girl. It's like, but she wouldn't be able to live without the demon because she's like 300 years old. So that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Well, so what they did is that they took her blood and they put it under a microscope, which he conveniently brought to the tomb.
Oh yeah, because you always lug around your microscope.
Well, he's a scientist, or he's a professor, I guess. And he looks at her blood, and you can see the black cells are shadows of the regular blood cells. So he has the idea. He pulls the old "Who Slipped Me a Mickey?" the Phantoms movie, where they use something to make it sick. So it pushes it. They use insulin to trick the body into thinking that there's something wrong with it, so that the demon leaves her as a possession. And then
some creative thinking right there.
I mean, yes and no, but I mean, it's like, in theory, it should work. It's like,
I guess it did.
So he's like, well, wouldn't it kill her? And he's like, yeah, but the greatest thing about insulin is that the cure is just sugar. It's like, oh my God.
I don't think it's that simple.
It's
not that simple.
Kids, don't shoot up insulin. It's $200. Unless you're over 60.
Ozempic. You can, take the Ozempic.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
The miracle drug.
Anyway. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. So he injects that into her and he's like, Lydia, look over here. And she's like, and she like calms down, and then he like jabs her, and she's like,
and then they separate.
yeah, and it's like she turns into the young girl Lydia, who was the Wincroft.
And then they're like, oh.
Yeah, the house, the guy who owned the house. What's his name? Wincroft or
Windrof.
Something. I can't.
It's on the paper.
Oh yeah, that's right. Her last name or whatever.
Yeah. Winthrop. Yeah.
Yeah, her father had. Yeah, and by the way,
Who
I
comes
mentioned
back as a ghost.
Right, her father had mentioned. I had said in the last episode that it was
his wife.
and it was his daughter.
It was his daughter.
It's because that movie's really hard to pay attention.
Yeah.
But it was his
really
daughter.
Quick explanation. So.
Yeah. But anyway, it was his daughter, and she goes back to her regular self from 300 years ago before she turned into a creature.
And she has this long, flowy hair from 300 years of growth.
And she's stupid. Well, she talks stupid. Oh, she talks like she's a caveman.
Oh, I'm a caveman.
Yeah, it's like, I kept thinking of that movie with fucking, what's his name in it? The caveman movie where they like thaw him out.
Encino Man?
Yeah, Encino
I love
Man.
that movie.
Yeah. Which, there was other
That's so
movies. There was
cute.
Iceman. There was
But
Encino
nothing beats
Man.
Encino Man.
Walk Like a Man.
Wheeze the Juice.
Yeah.
Wheeze the Juice.
No, Wheeze the Juice.
There's a part in the movie where she sees a payphone, and and she's like, oh.
I know, it's like so current.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh my God, that's Gen Alpha.
We're 300 years old now. Like,
you should make that a meme.
they could totally,
You really should. You should make that into a meme.
Gen Alpha. Yeah, well,
Look, it's Gen Alpha.
I'm definitely taking some clips from this movie and playing them in this podcast, but I'm also going to be posting some of them because they were really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh God. Okay, I got to say, like,
okay, go ahead.
My favorite scene was they went back to Carter's room, and they called over like their like classmates, and she's naked, so she needed clothes, so they called a female classmate over. And they're like, well, you got to dress her. Just make her put on the clothes.
So then she goes in there. I'm like, yeah, lesbo time. That's what I thought they were trying to push.
So, well, they lock both the girls in there.
Right, but isn't it highly suggestive? Like they're like, they're turning it into a porno.
Well,
I was like,
the other girl, the normal girl, starts stripping.
Right.
And I was like, well, that's weird. Because
that's what I thought. I was like, what is going on in this fucking movie, dude?
What is going on?
I was like, this is totally written by a dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it is like it was like, hey, we have this porn script we thought might be turned into. Well, why don't we put some Lovecraft into it?
Well, nothing happened, but it was just weird.
It totally felt like it, guys. Like there was like, there was so many moments in that part.
Yeah.
And then like Howard was like trying to put his coat around her, and she's like, "Ooh, clothes, get off me!" Mm-hmm. And I'm like, "There's no way."
But she would only wear the muumuu. She'd only wear the fucking nightgown.
She thought it was soft, and she was like, "Okay, well, whatever gets you to wear clothes." And first of all, this girl who's a neighbor in the dorm,
right,
just happens to be over with her boyfriend at this other dorm room, mm-hmm. and she has her clothes, and they're like, here, you put it on her, and she's like all of a sudden into it, like trying to force someone to put clothes on a girl.
Yeah,
it just seems really weird.
It was weird. It wasn't right.
And so then like they
didn't even ask questions or anything.
That's
like,
what I'm
well,
saying.
Why is
like,
she naked? Why, why?
Hey,
like,
look, this girl we just found naked.
She's like 300 years old.
She's 300 years old, and I need you to put clothes on her.
Who the fuck is gonna believe that?
Force her to put clothes on. I'm gonna lock the door with you in her. What? Inside there. I'm in the room. Sorry.
That shit was weird.
I don't know. I thought it was really odd. There was also another scene in the movie where they go to the library because Carter has the idea because he realizes that Alyda keeps telling him, and there's this love story between the two of them that's blossoming as he's like taking her from one place to another.
And they're teaching each other.
Yeah. She's teaching him things, he's teaching her things, and they sort of fall in love like Beauty and the Beast. And like and he's the beauty. And he's got a beautiful mind, at least. Although he does look pretty dapper in this movie. Like, this definitely was more becoming of him than the first movie, I think.
Totally.
But they knew he was going to be a Romeo in it, so I'm sure they did it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But so did Howard. You know, they both look like they've grown up. They're not so childlike anymore. They seemed like older men, you know? But it was 4 years later, so. But they're going from room to room, building to building. They go to a hospital first, which he's like, I got to drop you off, and they got to figure out what's wrong with you. And it's like, weird. I don't know if it was a mental institution.
It was a clinic. They said it was a clinic.
A clinic.
Yeah, it's like urgent care.
Right. Well,
before urgent cares.
So the doctor comes in and gets his stomach punched out from behind.
From the demon.
He's like, "Oh, hi, doctor," and she's like, "Row!" Like the fucking beast shows up because it can sense Alyda. Because Alyda and her were one at one point in time, and now they are two.
And now the beast is following her
because of the insulin.
Because she needs the body back, even though it's functioning just fine without the body, which makes no goddamn sense. It's still running around killing people.
Right. Well, he gets the bright.
Why do you even need her?
Carter gets the bright idea to go find some perfume in a room, and he breaks in and throws it at the beast and breaks on her head, which made me laugh too. And he was like, "Take that," you know, like, and he's like, "This will help hide her scent, so she can't find us, she can't track us as much." And that's when they go to find the papers or whatever and everything. And then there's police that show up to the library because people are dying at the college because there was like. The girl who tried to put the shirt on Alyda dies.
Yeah, she died, and then
her
boyfriend died.
And like another guy like dies. He gets sucked into the room, and that's when I was laughing because he chucked him out the window.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You just see him. He's like, "What's this door doing open?" And it's like, yoink. And then he
crashes.
The next thing you see is him just getting thrown through a window, and two cops are like,
"What's going on?"
It's blood. You know,
something's going on here. Like, oh, shocking, cop.
So they go up. One of the cops dies, and then the sheriff, who knew that there was evil lurking or something,
because it's happened before.
Yeah, because it happened before.
That trope.
He's like trying to cover it up, so he's trying to take a special group.
He's locking it down.
Yeah, he goes to the library and he's like holding his gun, and then a hand comes from out of the shelf and grabs him and pulls him in. One of the other cops is like blasting it with the shotgun next to him, like through the shelf. And then you just see the hand like scrape his side and rip his guts out or whatever.
That was pretty cool.
And then he just starts convulsing.
He's
like, ah! Like,
are you okay?
I mean, it was that bad. Like, I was laughing so hard.
There was this one part with the female cop where she's standing there by herself with the shotgun, and then all of a sudden the beast comes out. Who's
extremely aggro and pissed off.
Yeah, very pissed. And the cop goes, "What? Oh, great! It's a bitch!" And then shoots it. Well, it's right in front of her and misses. Shoots it at like 3 times.
It's just a beast. It's just the way you did things.
She missed it.
It
was ridiculous.
No, it's called I didn't have enough money to do gore effects on that part.
That's what it's called.
And we already had her dressed up. That's what it's called. So the female cop comes in when you're talking about
That's what I was talking about.
She's like super aggro, and the sheriff even tells her to fucking collect herself at one point in time because she's like, "This motherfucker." You know, she hurt.
Amped up, bro.
She's like, "He hurt the chief. I'm going to take him out."
Extreme.
Yeah, and she's like, she finds the beast, and she's like, she comes in a room, and she's like, "Damn you!" Dude, I started laughing. And then she says, "Oh, it's a bitch."
Oh, great. It's a bitch.
Yeah. And then the fucking beast is like, "Okay, I'm ready now." And you see it like the wires above it, and it's like, ah!
And then it flies.
Yeah,
it flies
the
across
wings
the
are not flapping,
library.
by the way. It just levitates at
it leaps from the gallows and it levitates
that's enough.
down your street.
It comes at her and then kills her. And then the funny thing is they show that part, and then they cut back to her later on. And it's like they used some footage when she was trying to situate herself on the scaffolding because it's kind of dangerous. She's in an outfit. She's in a monster outfit and she's like being very careful. And it was almost like they left the camera rolling when she was doing it. And they were like, oh, we'll just add this in there. It looks like but it's just her.
Creepy.
It's like her as an actress being very careful in a monster suit. And I was like, why did they add that? That's so weird. Another part I want to mention is like Carter's reading from the pages that they find. And Alyda starts acting weird and she starts speaking the dead language of Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
And he's like, oh my God, you speak the language of Cthulhu. Cthulhu, like that. And she's like, Cthulhu. And he's like, oh, Cthulhu. That's how you say it. You realize you're speaking a dead language. Blah, blah, blah. My father teach me. I have knowledge brain.
We's the juice.
Yeah, we's the juice. Oh my God.
That's it though.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And then he starts making out with her after it because he's so excited that she knows a dead language. And he's got the hots for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so now they just kiss each other all the time. And he's like, there'll be more for that later as they're fighting the demon. By the way, the demon is not scary at all to anybody.
No.
He just stands up to her. He's like, oh, inquisitively, why are you doing that? And it's like,
drooling all over the place.
I'm just going to mention how it ends because I just love.
It's weird.
I love this. I'm just let me run with this for a little bit. So Alyda protects Carter at one point in time because the beast breaks in through the vent system and he gets hurt earlier and then it comes in and knocks them both down. And then it gets on top of Carter and she's like, no, and grabs its beast arm and it's like, Carter mine. Carter mine. And it looks at her and then starts using electricity as if it's going to let it pass because they were showing the blood cells mixing, like it shadowed into it, like 2 dimensions existing in 1 dimension. So the creature's from 1 dimension and she's from 1 dimension and they can cross over into each other to make a whole so that they're the same on both sides of the dimension. And she starts to go in and Carter's like, no, and he tackles her before she goes in, going through the beast, and the beast's like, ah! And then it starts using its electricity to like try to pull her to it. And he holds a chair up and throws it at her. and then instantly it's a beast chair.
It merges with the chair.
I was joking when I was writing notes and I was like, and then it turned into a beast chair. And then when the smoke cleared afterwards and it was a beast chair.
Yeah, it was a beast chair.
I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
It is funny. Well, so then they go back to the girl. So now that the demon's a chair or whatever, a beast chair.
Yeah, he goes to help Alyda because she's weak.
Yeah, because she's aging. So now she's actually turning into dust because now she can rot in peace. And of course, Carter doesn't want to have anything to do with her anymore because she's not young. Typical man.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
They tell each other they love each other, and she grows old really fast and says some Cthulhu words. And I guess she said, now all, it was like something like, she is me and I am her, or something like that. That's what they say that it was. And then it's like, now all he's got is this chair, like, fuck.
Let's burn it.
And so at the fucking very end, the funny thing is that Howard comes in this room and he's sitting in one of those, like,
rocking chairs.
No, it's a chair in front of the fire. You know how they have those 2 chairs? And, like, if you've ever seen The Big Lebowski where he's, like, crying about his missing wife or whatever, and then he comes in and he's like, oh, man, like, what the fuck? So he's like sitting there in his like rich chair, mahogany, and he's like burning firewood and he's like reading his statement. And Howard's like, what's that? And he's like, oh, it's my statement. Because it's the statement of Randolph Carter.
Oh.
That's what the story is. And so he's
I
like,
didn't
yeah,
get
it's my
that.
statement to the police if they
Oh, that's right. Okay.
if they even believe it. And then he throws a log of the beast on the fire.
And then
which
you
he's
just-
actually chopped the chair up, which is just sounds so fucked up.
Yeah, and then the rest of the credits is you just watching the chair burn.
Right. He's like, oh, and then he gives a photograph to Howard, and he's like, police gave me this photograph. It was the one where Dr. Warren dies, and he took the last dying picture to try to prove that it exists, and it looks all blurry, and you can't tell anything. And Howard's like, well, this doesn't help. And then Carter's like, but someday, Howard, someday. And then he was like, hey, want some gargoyle jerky? Dude, I love the chair beast thing. That's so funny to me. But yeah, I just the last half of this movie is just so funny. It's so good. Like there's so many funny parts in it.
It's funny.
But like, man, you could chop 40 minutes of this off and it would just be a better movie.
Yeah. Really.
Like they made it an hour and 40 minutes, but I admire what they were trying to do. And I honestly think if someone had the right gloves and could write something legitimate and put real money into it to make it a legitimate project, you could do something like this. And I honestly think I could see someone like Guillermo del Toro even doing a series of these like Lovecraftian things, because he loves creatures and he could do it in that sort of comedic tone that he likes a little bit, you know? I don't know. I think it could work. But yeah, what do you think? Anything last to say about it?
I'll probably never watch it again. I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll definitely watch it again.
Okay, you have fun.
This is the one I will watch.
Okay, you have fun with that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it takes off right from where they left off.
Yeah, but you can't really watch this movie without watching the first one.
Right. But no, you could. You don't really need it. It doesn't need to make sense.
Okay.
It's kind of it's an advantage to know, but it's not necessary to watch. You know, but still. But yeah, guys, so we have no idea what we're watching next week, although I thought about watching the new movie called Violet, but I think I might do a YouTube video
You should do a YouTube video.
So I think it'll get more reach that way. I don't know. We'll see. But we got other movies that we have been sent, and we're just kind of going through that Resolution gave us. So we're trying to pick from stuff that, we have. We did also get some other Blu-rays on our own that we wanted to get that Christina really likes. We were talking about doing Possession of Michael King.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because she really likes the movie, too.
We like that movie.
And I was talking about it on the live stream that we did here on Monday. So we might do that. So just keep your eyes open. We'll let you know on the social medias what we're going to be up to next Monday. But yeah, we really hope you enjoyed this episode. Let us know what you think of this movie. I would love to hear what you think of this movie. If you like the first one more or the second one more. I think this one's the one, but maybe different for everybody. I just think that the first one was just a little too boring. It was way more boring than this one. And that's why I'm surprised you only gave it a 0.5 higher. Anyway, but thank you guys for coming by. We'll see you next week. And as always,
long live the void.